the way I got to big picture was when I was 15, I was picked up by like a residential boot camp kind of thing, and that kind of turned me off to any kind of education. I was there for 3 years in the island of Jamaica, actually, and I was dealing with a company called WASP. It's the Worldwide Association of Specialty Programs. Um, they did a lot of crazy stuff to us. They're in a lot of hot water right now as far as things that they did, and there's lawsuits against them right now. I'm hoping to actually get a part of that. But when I came out of there, I was really, really bitter and angry and kind of let loose on the world as far as my behavior and stuff like that. Wasn't interested in education, wasn't interested in going to school or getting my high school diploma or my GED. It's all really chance how I came into big picture too. And I kind of feel like it was meant to be for me. I came to Seattle. I'm not even from Seattle, but I came to Seattle. I was living with my girlfriend, and she was going to big picture trying to get her diploma. And she was 19 at the time, about to turn 20, and I was 19 at the time, about to turn 20. And the last thing I was thinking about was going back to high school and dealing with all that mess. So I gave it a chance. I met with Lauren Demerudis and Jeff Petty. He's the principal over there in the Highline District. And they gave me a chance. They didn't really want to. They were kind of a little hesitant as far as my appearance and being a little bit older and dealing with the rest of the kids. But, I mean, they gave me a chance and they let me in. And from there, my entire life pretty much changed as far as where I was going and what I wanted to do. And I don't want it to seem corny, like I'm just giving big picture all the credit in the world, but they really did open up a million different doors to me as far as just opportunity. One, I was 19 years old, about to turn 20, and was back in high school. Wanted my diploma, but at the same time, I don't live with my parents. I live with my woman. She's also was about to have a baby, my daughter Summer Sage, and we were living on our own. And at several points, twice I think, I dropped out of big picture that year because I was trying to work and I couldn't pay the bills and stuff like that. And that's pretty much how I met Holly, and Holly's been a really good friend to me and mentor, a really important person to me and where my family's at now. When I met her, we started off actually arguing. We have different kind of political views on things, and we just started arguing for like 3 hours. It started off as one conversation at lunchtime, and next thing you know, there's like 15 kids missing from their advisory, and they're all gathered around me and Holly just participating in this big debate about everything. And that's when we hooked up, and she started helping me get involved with people like the Seattle Indian Health Board, who helped us they helped me get my crib for my baby, they helped me get into a house, they helped me get food stamps, they helped me get all that, and made it so that I could actually stay in school, and my woman could stay in school with me. From there, that's kind of based off of that model and how it helped me, we came up with something called the Native Student and Family Wellness Initiative. And what that is reaching out to Native youth, not just Native youth, but mainly Native youth, and giving them the same kind of connections and access to things that they wouldn't normally have access to, and maybe not even the motivation or desire to go after. Native communities are real small, and their histories with traditional schools are really fragile as far as their histories with each other. But what this was a completely different model for how you can engage not just the students, but also the community, and bring them in together with connections with other people. And that was really important to me because I wanted to give back to my people, because I don't participate in taxing and all this other stuff, voting and stuff like that. I want to just participate with how I can help people directly within my circle and outreach to them. While I was working there, actually going as a student there, we started this thing, the Native Student Alliance, which was based off the initiative that we designed. And immediately, like, my role, even as a person, changed from not really caring about a lot of other people to all of a sudden sitting down and working with young students. And it was something I'm completely foreign to. Even where I am now with working with them and helping them, I never pictured that at any point in time in my life, working with just students. And it's had a big effect on me as far as my outlook on life and just the community in general. I don't know. I'm getting a little nervous, but basically what it did for me was changed my entire outlook on how I see my environment and my community. I was real negative. I don't like to talk about it, but I was real negative. I was real bitter. I was real angry with just everything in general. And even with just the stuff that we were doing, I liked it, but at the same time, I wasn't ready to dive into that because I had other things I was trying to do with myself, my own plans, my own goals. And then the more I participated with Big Picture, the more I started seeing better qualities in myself, started getting more involved with things that I wouldn't normally do, and that really helped me. One of the biggest things I think that helped me personally was the autobiography. Just getting the chance to sit there and reflect on all the experiences and even decisions that I felt strongly about. It kind of brought closure to all that. Even things that I felt within myself I hadn't really settled. Getting a chance even just to readdress them with myself, I was able to look at it from different views, see it from my mom's side of view, from my dad's side of view, the position I put my family in with my actions. And just being able to do that helped me mature and grow as a person. And then on top of that, also rekindle my relationship with my family as far as being able to address those things and admit that I was in the wrong. And I mean, there's just so much stuff that's the Big Picture has done for me as far as being able to grow as a person and meeting people who, even if I don't agree with what they're saying, just having access to that outlook or where they're coming from or their point of views has helped me grow as a person. One of the things I really like doing is I got a chance to go to Syracuse, New York. There's a school out there, a Big Picture school called called Lafferty. And I got to meet some really great people out there and work with some native students who I could really identify with as far as they're res Indians. And there is a difference between a res Indian and an urban Indian as far as their culture and their community. Getting the chance to go out there and work with them and see the same things that they struggle with, that I struggled with, and then kind of gearing them towards a direction, not forcing on them, but gearing them towards a direction that I felt worked for me with our initiative. They were really into it. And when we left, just the ideas that they were coming up with on wanting to start their own group, for me, it was just it was a really crazy feeling. Because I don't feel like, sometimes I don't feel like I have that much to offer as a person, just as another person out there in the world doing their thing. But Big Picture keeps pushing me to go out there and push myself and really just change some of the way I think about things and the way I engage different people. And like my mindset is completely open now to a whole bunch of different ideas mainly because of Big Picture. Basically, my plans for the future, even as an alumni, I mean, I was so surprised I got nominated. I didn't even know I was nominated. And then when I found out I won, I'm still kind of tripping. I don't even know how I'm here right now. My plans for the future is I just want to do better for myself. I don't really have a set plan, and I never have had a set plan, which is why this is all kind of weird to me, is I just wanted to get my high school diploma, and then the next thing you know, I'm working with people, and the next thing you know, school's over, and then I'm working with a summer program with Native students, and then that's over, and then they're like, hey, you want to come back and work with teaching Native youth different games and stuff like that. A lot of the cool stuff we've been doing with them. And even part of that, like, being Indian, of course, everyone else is Indian. Everyone's 1/16 of this. Everyone's one whole pinky toe of that. And there's kind of, in the Indian community, there's kind of this joke about it as far as these people aren't really Indian, or quantity versus quality, I guess I should say, as far as blood goes. But even just getting out there, I mean, I know these kids want to identify with things and want to have something positive and that they can, like, part of their culture that they want to get to or have more connection with. And being able to help them do that was also really important to me and also helped me grow as a person. Being able to, like, show them where their reservations are so that, you know, if they say they are Native, they at least know where their people are from, or, you know, have some idea of their practices or games that they played. And I don't know, it's crazy because I see them, we're so close in age too. I'm only 21. A lot of these kids are 17, 18, 19. And the way they look at me is completely different, even from as a student to when I started working with big picture. And I don't know, it's just it blows my mind of how much positive things that big picture is really doing all over the place. And you don't really stop and think of schools. Well, I never did, at least, as schools or teachers really having anything more connection to the students than just work. You know, come here, teach them this, the day's over, they go back home and do their own thing. And that's when I started to realize that schools are, especially big pictures, really actually doing things, getting together. And even Elliot invited me up to the hotel, and we were coming up with a plan for kids like me who were 19, 20 years old, trying to get their diplomas. And I really have a lot of faith in big picture. Even as just, I personally wasn't very good at just sitting in class and doing things like that, working. But the way that big picture engages their students and gets them motivated is completely different than anything else I've ever seen. And it really worked real well for me. All right, that's about all I got.